place I see in my dream.
Hey, y'all. We're back. It's C1,
And C2.
and we're back for another episode of CNC Explain It All. As always, we've got to start with our comfits. To go along with today's theme, we're going to be doing our favorite concert merch. So today I am rocking a long sleeve Alicia Keys shirt. It's got, you can't really tell, but this little flower is made of music paper with the notes, music notes. And then I've got the flowers on the side because I love a good sleeve. I love a good graphic sleeve. And then, of course, on the back, it's got all the dates in the pretty colors and more flowers as well. So this is my merch for today. What about you, C2?
See, this is challenging for me because I love all of my concert merch so much, but I was really feeling this one today. So I am wearing my Kelsey long sleeve tee. I love my girl Kelsey. I got to go see her on the Patterns tour. Had a wonderful girls' night with my cousin and my sis. So it just really hit home for me. She's one of my absolute favorites that I'm sure I'll talk about a lot as we navigate into our episode today that is inspired by the 2026 concert season getting ready to kick off soon, and the announcements are still pouring in. So we're just really bought into what our concert stories are and what makes us concert crazy women, and how we can share some of our stories with you today.
Absolutely. And we can't start any type of a conversation about concerts without talking about the very first step, getting the tickets. And of course, unfortunately, the market for tickets is pretty much owned by Ticketmaster. And we all know it's the queue of doom over there. It's pretty horrible.
It's so bad. And when did we have to start getting pre-sale codes to even get a ticket?
Yeah. I mean, the pre-sale code, to be honest, doesn't even mean anything at this point. Like, it's like you get pre-sale, but so did 30 other thousand people as well. So
Absolutely.
it's no longer exclusive because, of course, I'm going to admit to this. Back in my heyday, when I was just becoming a Swiftie, they had like some type of promo, and they were like, "Hey, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get a promo code for a concert." I think it was like the Rep Tour or something. I don't remember what tour it was. So I signed up, and I got a pre-sale, and I got tickets, and I was like, "Oh, that was easy." But I'm sure everybody else also who got that email, the random email, signed up, and so we all got the same pre-sale tickets. And granted, back in the day, that line was not very long. The queue was not very long. It was a very easy process. But that nowadays, a pre-sale is really just like another reason to be stressed out, to be honest.
It is. I feel like anytime that I am preparing to purchase concert tickets, it's a whole thing. I know now that I have no choice but to get pre-sale codes because if I don't get them,
Mhm.
the odds of me getting tickets are so slim. I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll continue to reference the Eras Tour fiascos where if you didn't have pre-sale codes, you weren't getting tickets at all. They closed down the general public sale because they sold out. What?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole process, stressful AF. Uh, I mean, the multiple devices, which Ticketmaster apparently has figured that out. No, they haven't. Having the multiple devices. I mean, countless. When Adele went on tour, I think it was right after Hello dropped. So was that 21? Was that album?
Somewhere around there.
23? 21.
Early
Maybe.
20s.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. Um, I had literally two computers, three phones, and a tablet to get these tickets. And I was only able to get tickets for San Diego. But I was on these things for different time. Like once Eastern time was done, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to Pacific time because they ain't sold their tickets yet. And that's ended up how I got the tickets, which is craziness. Crazy that we have to do that for tickets.
I want to remind our viewers that C1 does not live anywhere near San Diego.
Yes, I was living in Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. I could not get tickets for any of the Michigan, Chicago shows, like none of those shows. So I got back on the computer a couple hours later and was like, all right, I'm about to fight some Californians for these tickets.
And you have to know too, like what your price ceiling is before you even go into these ticket buying scenarios because the odds of you getting through Ticketmaster and having access to the cheaper seats, if you're someone who just wants to be there, are so slim. Like, I think about, I wanted to go see Sabrina Carpenter for her short and sweet tour, and I waited in the queue for over an hour. And by the time I got out, the only tickets that were available were the cheapest at $450. And I'm like, is she one of those artists for me or is she not?
Yeah, it's really, yeah, it's again stressful. Like you're like, man, I just want to get tickets to see one of my favorite artists, to have a good time. And you go through like the battlegrounds to get these things. You're like emotionally, physically, like everything is being tried. Um, and it's all because you're just trying to get some tickets. And then, God forbid, your internet cuts out or your screen refreshes itself. And you're like, well,
Yes.
F this. Like now I'm like, there's no going back. So, I mean, for those era tickets, when I got them for Kansas City, I had literally been logged in on my phone since 9 a.m. that morning. I did not get into the queue until 5 p.m. Like I didn't get in to buy anything until 5 p.m.
Yeah. I had
It was
never been through anything like that until the Eras tour. I had no idea what to expect with a ticket queue or what that even entailed. I logged in, I think I logged in right when the queue opened at 10, just like I was supposed to. Thank God my mom got a pre-sale code because I didn't.
mm,
And I had my phone in my pocket while I was working, and I happened to remember that I was in a queue at like 2 o'clock, and I was about 400 people out. And I just went up to my office and I was like, okay, this is going to happen anytime now. But then once I got the tickets into my cart, it wouldn't let me put in my card information, but the timer was
mm.
still ticking.
That's the other problem, right? Like you have tickets in your cart, and then all of a sudden, all those tickets are not available.
Yep, you don't. You don't.
Those are not real tickets. You went through all that struggle, and now those tickets are gone because someone else clicked on them.
Yeah.
But did they click on them? Who knows? Because we can't see anything. We don't have any control over anything because is a Ticketmaster is not great.
Fill in the blank with whatever you choose to put there.
Yes, yes. Fill in your own blanks. We're trying to get monetized out here in our podcast life. Can't be out here cursing quite yet. Yeah, it's a horrible experience. Like, and I don't say that about things often, but like buying tickets now is pretty bad. And that's sad. That's sad because you're so excited and then you may not even get the tickets. And then you have to go on StubHub or Vivid Seats and pay, 3 times the amount of the ticket because of scalpers and all those things. So hopefully, I know there's a lot of artists. Obviously, T Swift she's making some moves with some laws and things. And then I don't know, there's another artist. I feel like it was Olivia Dean or
I was
someone
just
else.
gonna say Olivia Dean is
Yeah.
really putting her foot down.
Yeah, like good on the artists for trying to help with that because that's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Well,
Plug for Olivia Dean. She's amazing.
we can't support the artists that we want to go see. The whole point is to be able to provide an experience for the fans and
Yeah.
allow the fans to continue to provide for the artist to continue to make more music. It's supposed to be an
Mhm.
easy exchange, and it's just not. So I think about that human anymore. There's typically one person that is the ticket grabber because they got the pre-sale code and
Mhm.
they've got this entire entourage of people who are there to mentally support them and hope and pray that they get the tickets for them all to go to this concert. I had that experience with Hillary Duff, and for the first time ever, I was not the ticket buyer. It was great. I got to support one of my friends who lost power that morning and had to go find somewhere else to make sure she was on Wi-Fi because obviously trusting cell phone data is not enough to not get kicked out of Ticketmaster. So,
Yeah.
speaking on behalf of that person that kicks off the concert experience, let's talk about the people that we see once we actually get to the concert.
Yeah.
We're talking about those people that you see every single time that you are at a concert. Who are the ones that stand out the most to you?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and take accountability for myself. I am the I am the artist that's not the artist is how I would like to put
Ooh.
it. Um, I will scream at the top of my lungs to any song that I know. I am I am full on belting my heart out. If there is a song, like, without a doubt. When I go to a concert, the whole point of going to a concert for me is to scream at the top of your lungs with people around you who like a similar artist, to feel that feeling, to feel that energy, to put energy into the, like, feed into the energy,
Mm-hmm.
and basically walk away with no voice. If I have a
Yes.
voice after I've been into a concert experience, it was I there? Was I there? So I am that one. I am that one. I'm probably the one that messes up everybody's videos. Um, I mess up my own videos that I try and record because I'm screaming so loud. And it's not to be it's not just to, obviously, to ruin anybody else's experience. It's not to take away from anybody else's experience, but that's what I paid. I paid money for the experience that I would like to have. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to have that experience. And for, if anybody comes into a concert, and I'm sorry if this is one, this is people out there, if you come to a concert and you don't expect people to be singing at the top of their lungs, as I just feel like that's a little naive to think that. Um, but hey, everybody goes to a concert for a different reason. I'm just saying I'm the person that's gonna, if you sit next to me, so remember this face. If you sit next to me, I will be singing. Even if I don't know the song. That's the other part. Even if I don't know the song, I am up with the crowd. If the crowd is in it, I'm in it. Like, I will learn the song. Give me one verse and a chorus. I will have the chorus by the next time we come back to it. So that's, I would like to just speak on behalf of all of the artists that are not artists. The artists that are in the crowd. I'm with you.
I feel that completely. There's been so many concerts that I've gone to that I leave and I get in my car and I open Spotify and I'm just like saving all these songs that they played live that I suddenly love. And I didn't
Yeah.
even know any of those songs beforehand, or maybe I'd heard them once or twice, but now I know every word because I was so attentive when they
Yeah.
were on stage.
Absolutely.
Yes. But also, can we just highlight that it's okay to be that person? And I want to call myself out as simply the person who stands.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
why are we sitting at a concert? We all paid money to be here to enjoy this experience. And I care deeply about the humans who think that they're going there for a nice experience, a calm experience. But if you
Yeah.
ask me to please sit down, the answer is absolutely not.
Yes. I am also a stander. I stand with the standers. I stand with the standers.
Goodness.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I want to throw into that as well, but I'm also the person who now dresses for the occasion. I'm very aware of what I'm wearing to concerts, and it absolutely started with the Eras tour. So thank you to all the Swifties who started with dressing for the Eras. I know we were super careful about what we picked out and what we wore to those concerts,
Yeah.
but I'm now the person that I match my vibe to the concert that I'm attending.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm a very much a themer. I like
Hmm.
to call them the themers. Um, and I mean, even I'm trying to think of, I mean, definitely, obviously, the Eras tour. So I haven't been, the Eras tour is what introduced me to replicating the costumes, or like certain outfits
Mm.
that the artist has worn. I've started doing that more.
Okay,
But
okay.
before it used to be very much vibe. Like, what's the vibe? You
Yeah.
know, is it ripped jeans and black, all black everything, or is it bright, sunshiny? Like, I went to a Katy Perry concert. It was probably Teenage Dream. I think it was
Hmm.
when that album first came out, and literally just I had a bright yellow this, bright pink pants. Everything was bright. I wore a shirt that said Roar on it. It was like bedazzled. And of course, when I got there, I fit right in. Like, it was as magical and as bright as my outfit was. And
Yes.
so I am very much a viber. Like, you gotta, what's gonna be the vibe here? I want to match it. I want to stand out. And that is definitely one of my things. Um, I mean, we also have to talk about the phones, right? The phones. I mentioned phones a little earlier. And now I record a song or two. If it's my favorite song, I will probably record a little bit of it, right? Again, sometimes me being the artist that's in the crowd, I can't record videos because I'm too busy singing,
Hmm.
which is what I'm there for, right? But sometimes there's people that just record the whole concert. First of all, how do you have memory for that in your phone?
Do you watch it again?
Do you? That's the question. I wish we could do a survey. Like, I want everybody to go back into their phones. How many concert videos do you have in your phone? And when is the last time you watched those things?
Yes.
Because again, I was guilty of that. I was guilty of that in the first couple of concerts I ever went to. Now, like I said, I will do it for like a favorite song. Like, I'll do a clip just because if it sounds amazing live, it's like you want to capture that moment. Um, and I will go back and watch those. The ones that I recorded back in the day where I was recording like half the show, I don't want all I do is move that to my computer because it's taking up space on my phone. I don't watch them again.
Yeah.
So I've seen people with recording on their tablets.
Yes.
That is I am bewildered by that, but that's a whole different situation you're doing there. But yeah, we gotta call out the videographers out there. And look, again, you do you. You do you, boo. You do you. But we're just saying what we see out there. That's all.
Yeah, I have to say that I was so incredibly appreciative of the live streamers for the Eras tour. Major shout out to Tess. Girl, you did amazing. And I loved watching those, but I feel like that was different. I don't know. Something feels different about it to me.
About the live
And
stream.
the live stream.
Yeah.
And I think that it was just the popularity. People
Mhm.
really wanted it, other than these people that are just recording the entire concert. And again, like going back to, are you watching that? I will
Mhm.
record maybe like 10 to 15 seconds of my favorite song just so I can go back and be like, oh my gosh, I was there and just feel all of those moments. But
Absolutely.
I've never recorded anything longer than that, and I've honestly gone back to just taking a couple pictures and being more in the moment. I really challenge myself there. But yes, I those people are everywhere. And I also want to call out the shirtless men. Guys, when did the shirts come off and why? What is happening? Every single concert, major call out to the city of Detroit and all the metro concert venues in the area. I'm
Um,
always by the group of shirtless men. Why?
that is hilarious. I was gonna say, like, that group probably fits in with the pre-gamed a little too hard before the
Yes.
concert even starts.
Yes.
that's that's that section of folks.
Yes.
Again, hey, everybody is trying to have a certain experience.
You do you.
You do you. But when you're fumbling down the steps
Ugh.
and up the steps, like, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself, It's okay if you're not hurting anybody, but once you start fumbling and spilling, oh gosh. People who I gotta call out the people with the drinks in the hands who don't know how to hold their drinks and they're moving and they're dancing. Again, I encourage all dancing. I encourage the dancing. I encourage the singing.
Just set the drink
Don't
down.
do it with a full drink in your hand because guess what? There's probably people sitting below you, like right underneath you, and to the side of you, and the splishing and the splashing all over the place gets on people. And it's not great.
And
It's
those
not
drinks
great.
are expensive. Like for your own self, think about it that way. Don't lose
Yeah.
that drink. I know the Little Caesars Arena has a themed drink with like light up ice cubes for every
Yeah.
concert. That's like $20.
Mm-hmm. And every little splish splash is like $1 going out of your pocket.
Right.
Like it's you or like control it. Or if it's in a bottle or something, it's a little bit different. But if you got like open cups, like beer cups and stuff, oh please don't. Please don't. Just none of this. None of this. No singing, no dancing with this. Put it down and dance your heart out. But don't do it with a full drink in your hand.
Absolutely.
For the people in the back and the front and under.
I agree.
Don't do it.
And, I appreciate all of you who are just here for a good time and you're really enjoying it. But I want to remind you that you can buy food and drinks before the people come out on stage. You do not have to cause everybody in your row to get up or stand in front of them or block their 1 10-second video that they're trying to record for the entire concert by walking back and forth every 5 minutes. Is it really that urgent? Do you really need an extra pizza right now? Is your drink empty? You can buy two at the same time at most
Oh
venues.
God, that's hilarious. Yes, don't wait until the show starts. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about this. We'll give you guys some tips and tricks of how to survive concerts the right way. Um, yeah, try not to, especially if you got seats in the middle. So, like, here's the thing. Depending on where I sit, right? Like, if I get into a queue and I actually make it through the Ticketmaster, and I get seats like right smack dab in the middle. I prepare myself
Yes.
mentally for that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to game plan all my entries, all my exits, what's gonna happen because I don't want to be that person going up and down the row and like, uh, uh, the
Excuse
weird
me.
side scooch.
Sorry.
Yeah, the weird side scooch that you have to do to get through the seats. Yeah, and then you're taking a video and all kinds of stuff. So oh man. I mean, there's so many different types, so many different things. Um, Man, oh man, it's pretty crazy. All right. Well, now that we've talked about all the people that we see at the concerts, let's talk about the concerts themselves. Like some really good concert experiences, stories. I know we've kind of talked about some of them, but like, what are the ones that like stand out to you or like some of your favorite stories to tell when it comes to a concert?
I want to preface this by saying that good stories are not always great experiences, but they make for
Yep.
good stories.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
So I feel like I have gone to so many concerts that even if I sat down and tried to write down all of the artists I've seen and how many times I've seen each of them, it's literally impossible. But there is a relatively recent, within the last year or so, concert story that I'm never going to forget. And I know my friend isn't going to forget it either. So shout out to you, Chels. Here we go. So we went and saw Brett Young, and we saw him in Detroit. We saw him at the Fillmore downtown, and we were pretty excited because I'd never seen him before. I know a lot of his music. She'd never seen him, knows a lot of his music. It was a cool experience for a girls' night out. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, he has a beautiful voice and he is a beautiful man. And his music is so full of love and it's just gorgeous. And he's got music about his wife and about his daughters, and it's amazing. But he's not a hype man and he's really not good at performing live. And I'm so sorry to all the Brett Young lovers out there. Again, gave him major kudos for his music. I still listen to it. But I just want to bring you all into this experience with me. So we've got this like crazy hype music. The artist is getting ready to come on
Hmm.
stage. We all know that feeling.
Yeah. Oh
There
yeah.
is fog, there's crazy lights, the music is super loud. There's like always some sort of like motorcycle type feeling, just like that
Yeah.
really good pump up. My man walks with his head down, just like shuffling across the stage, and then he just looks out at the crowd. So right then, we knew it was going to be a little weird, right? And then, like, I don't know, maybe an hour into his performance, I guess some people got into a fist fight close to the stage
Mm,
and nobody knew what was going on. He all of a sudden just starts going like this and he's like, stop, 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 stop. And all the music stops, all the
okay.
lights come on. And we're like, is there an emergency? Like, do we need to
Yeah.
exit the building? Like, we're on the top floor.
Yeah.
And nope, that wasn't it. He just starts yelling at the people who are fighting, personally yelling at them.
Mm.
So that was really weird. And he waited. It was like a teacher. Like, I will not begin until you are done.
Oh gosh.
And then there was a part where he typically, I mean, most artists do this. They give their band like that highlight moment. And they all get to play their instrument or sing their
Yeah.
vote or backup vocals or whatever that may be. But somebody on his team brought out a cushiony chair and put it on the side of the stage. We all saw it happen. It wasn't something that happened in the dark. It was just like real time. And he didn't say he was introducing his team or letting them have the spotlight. He just walked over to the chair, sat down, opened an energy drink, and they started performing.
What venue was this in
This was at the
Detroit?
Fillmore.
Oh, at the Fillmore. Okay.
Yep. So that was really weird. He's just sitting in a comfy chair on the side of the stage, drinking an energy drink, and his team's just doing whatever. And then when we were leaving, all of the attendees for the concert were getting handed free concert tickets to somebody who had a performance coming up at the Fillmore who must not have done something right to sell tickets. So from the moment we entered to the moment we left, her and I were just kind of like, well then.
So would you ever go see him again? Another
Probably
chance.
not. At least
Like,
not as a headliner. I wouldn't go see his concert. If
yeah,
he needed to be there because of somebody else, maybe.
that's fair.
Again, love his music. It's beautiful. He's beautiful. Just not a great performer.
Isn't that crazy how that, and it's probably like he doesn't want, it's probably, well, this is me making assumptions. He probably doesn't want to tour, but as an artist, that's how you make your money. Like
Yeah, I'm
you have,
wondering if it's something like that.
yeah, like he's probably not, because some artists just now are not showmen or showwomen. Like that's not, they rather be a musician than a performer, right?
And he's great.
Yeah.
He's so great. I don't need to see him live. It's fine.
Oh, luckily, I don't think I've, let me knock on wood. I don't believe I have ever had an experience at a concert where I was like very thrown off. Every concert I have gone to and paid money for, I've left pretty pleased. So I am very fortunate. Now, granted, ladies and gents, I have not been to as many concerts as at C2. Um, she sees a lot of folks. And she's in a very nice, Detroit has a lot of different very nice venues. And then I know you travel for some of the shows, but um, I've not been to as many. So that's probably why my pool is not as deep for those experiences. But one of the memories, it's not even honestly, it's not even a concert. It wasn't even the concert, it was before the concert. I remember me and my roomie and friend, Grace from college, we went to see Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
Yeah, we went to see Stevie Wonder at it was Joe Louis at the time.
Hmm.
And that day it was a blizzard
Awesome.
and like full blown blizzard, but they didn't cancel the show. So we're like, okay, well, we're going. So if anybody has ever driven to downtown Detroit, golly, it's not the funnest thing to do. So imagine doing that in a blizzard. So we get there and the doors were supposed to open. I don't remember the exact time. Let's say it was 7:30. We get there, we're late, right? Because there's so much traffic because no one knows how to drive. So we get there, it's like 7:50-ish. Doors supposed to open at 7:30. They still hadn't opened the doors. So we're like, okay, well, we're just gonna wait in line. 40 minutes later, they opened the doors. We had to stand out in this blizzard because you can't walk back to your car, because by the time you walk back to your car, like you're like, well, I don't want to miss getting indoors, so you're staying there. We had sat in that blizzard for 40 minutes. When I tell you, I have a picture. I have a picture from us being outside. Our faces frozen. This is going to be a lot of information. Noses running, face red, fingers frozen. Like, we did not dress to be outside for 40 minutes. So it was quite the experience. I will always remember. I will always have a picture about it. And yeah, it was, and it was good. It was good for like Stevie Wonder, right? Like, I'm not expecting him to get up and like go dance in the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, we went there to hear his music and hear him sing live, and he did all our favorite songs and everything. It was just the fact that he was late getting on stage. He did apologize when he came on stage, so
That's
he
pretty
did
funny.
apologize. So yeah, that's one of the memories that stick pretty close to me.
I've heard of many concerts starting late. I haven't been to a concert that started late or opened the doors late, unless it's like 15 minutes, nothing that's super drastic. But I've heard of many artists that are just like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And they are not as conscientious about the apology as Stevie
Yeah.
Wonder was. And I'm not going to name drop any artists because there are some artists I'm going to talk about as time goes on in this recording.
Yeah.
But just to provide some balance to my story, I do have a really good one that I think about all the time, and it's actual concert experience. So I think it was 2019, maybe. I got to go to the Patriotic Fest in Virginia Beach, and this is a huge weekend festival. It's all typically country artists,
Yeah.
and I feel horrible for the people who go to it now because it's inside, but it used to be on the beach, and that is when I got to attend it. So I went down for the whole weekend extravaganza. It was three headliners, Old Dominion, Luke Combs, and Kane Brown. And this was the first time I saw Old Dominion. Plot twist, I've seen them four times now. But oh my goodness, the reason I've seen them four times is because of this show. So there was unfortunately a terrible situation that had happened relatively locally that night where some individuals lost their lives. And it kind of put everyone in a tizzy already going to a large venue. So you can all kind of connect the dots on what kind of situation this was.
Mhm.
And we we got to the venue pretty early. We were able to be right up on top of the stage, which was the first time I've ever been in that situation. And when Old Dominion came out on stage, after maybe their opening song, they held a moment of silence right away for the local situation that had occurred. And the fact that they were so aware of what was happening to the people, the families, the friends that were in this crowd and gave them that space, I already knew that it was going to be an amazing concert. And then as the time went on throughout the night, it started pouring rain. It wasn't lightning or thunder, so they kept playing. And there was a portion of the concert where the four of them came up to the front of the stage and they all just sat on stools. And it was just them, their personal instruments, and their voice. And they played a segment where they had played like little portions of all the songs that they have written for other artists because they're primarily songwriters. And they played it just all acoustic in the pouring rain and the vibe.
Mm.
I will never forget the vibe. Like, there was not a single part of me at that moment that wanted to leave. I didn't
Mm.
care that I was soaked. I was just one with the experience, and it made me love that band so much that I went on to see them an additional three times since then. So, major kudos to them. Major shout out because one of their band members is from Woodhaven, Michigan. So, that's pretty cool as well.
Hey, hey, roots. That's good.
Absolutely.
I I do love some Old Dominion. I do love them.
They're
I
so
don't know how I came across one of their songs, but I did. What was it? What song is it? Written in the Stars?
written in the sand.
Written in the Sand.
Yep.
That song, I don't know how I heard it or saw it, but I heard that and that was like what introduced me to them. And I was
Mhm.
like, I went back and listened to some of their other music. It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
they're dynamic. I like them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so okay. Some people have probably already some of our viewers and listeners have probably already heard this. But my first concert when I moved to Kansas City, first moved out here, um, was Alicia Keys. And no surprise, because guess whose merch I'm wearing? I actually bought this shirt at this concert, and it was at Starlight Theater. So if you're not familiar with Starlight Theater, it's an outdoor venue. So I'd never been to, well, that's a lie. I've been to a couple concerts in outdoors in Michigan. I don't remember which one. Not it's not DTE. I don't remember which one it was, but it's an outdoor venue here in Kansas City. They primarily do like Broadway shows and stuff like that. But Alicia was going to be there, and I don't think she had been in Kansas City in like years. It had been a while. So I went to this concert, and when I tell you, one of the absolute best concert experiences I have ever had. Um, I'd seen Alicia multiple times, um, so I already knew like what I was getting, right? But it was the venue, it was the atmosphere, it was literally under the stars. So just imagine her singing If I Ain't Got You or like any of her like ballads at the piano. And it's like, and everybody's just like kind of just swaying. It was such an amazing experience. And I just remember at one point I looked up and I was just looking at the stars and listening to her and listening to the people around me. And the weather was perfect. It was like, I couldn't have planned a better concert. I couldn't have planned it any better. Her voice was perfectly projecting through the whole venue, especially with it being outdoors. You know, that could be a little messy sometimes. Audio was perfect. She was amazing. Like at one point the crowd was singing. I love when the crowd sings the song for the artist even if they
Mhm.
don't ask it, but when she was doing I Got You, the crowd sang the whole thing. And of course, I already told you the type of person I am at the beginning of the show. I am screaming at the top of my lungs for every single song. um and so it was just one of the it it was like one of the experiences that made me feel at home here in Kansas City because I had just moved here. And so it was a lot of like, well, what am I going to do for fun? Like my friends are not here, things like that. And um, it really made me feel at home. And fast forward, 2 years later, that's where I work now, guys. I get to see that venue every effing day. And it is quite the full round experience. Yeah. And so thank you, Alicia. Thank you. You brought me to my new chapter. She introduced me to my new chapter that I didn't even know was there.
I love that. Those are those moments that you're like, wow, I'm actually alive right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%.
And I'll just drop the little sparkles that maybe you can pick up on another recording that we do here. But Sharisa Keys, I mean,
I mean, if you haven't heard that story, guys,
we'll
um,
just leave it there.
we'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it there. I'll save that for another day.
I love that. That's so amazing. I have so many experiences like that, typically at most concerts that I go to be honest, where I'm just like, I'm alive right now. Like, this
Yeah.
is what feeling alive is like. And
Yeah.
I know that I'm actually here in this moment. So,
Hmm.
shout out to all the lovers of live music because those are the moments that they're worth living for. Okay. Well, I'm going to go back down the road of it wasn't the concert itself. So, I got really lucky. My uncle was able to score some cheap tickets to go see the Rep tour. And I'll never forget the moment he calls me. I'm on my way home from work, back when I worked at the Red Store. Kudos to the Red Store. And he's like, "Hey, I got 4 tickets to go see Taylor Swift. Saturday. And it was like Thursday. And I was like, okay, yeah, where are we going? He's like, we're going to Columbus. I'm like, okay, we'll make it work. I'm off this weekend, so it's perfect.
Mm.
So I drive down to his house on Saturday morning, and we all get prepared to drive down there. We're going to stay in a hotel that night, and then we'll come back the next morning. Sounds great. So we're driving down, and we had in our minds that we're going to have time to eat at all. So this is our first wrongdoing. Just in case you all are wondering, even though Taylor had a reputation gap, the Swifties don't care, and we all showed up. So I will never forget us getting onto the expressway in Columbus and trying to figure out how to get to where we need to go by the time we need to get there.
Mm.
So the first stop was figuring out how to get to the hotel. We'll eat after we drop our stuff off. It makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Get to the hotel, and God bless my aunt. She tried. She tried to help us. So my aunt was in charge of booking the room,
Uh-huh.
and she booked a room for the day that she booked the room, not the day of the
Oh,
concert.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so there was one room available with one bed, four humans, and we had to take it. So we took it. Moving on, right? We're like, we'll figure it out later. It's not a big deal right now. So we get back onto this expressway that we already knew was chaotic because it took forever to get to our hotel. And we're like, oh, we need to find some food, some restaurants that are by the venue. We'll park our car, we'll go walk and get food. Everything's going to be great. Everyone. We sat in that car on that expressway for the next 3 hours. We didn't know if we'd make it by the time the opening act started. So forget about eating. Maybe we'll find something at the venue. Everyone likes a good hot pretzel, right? So we finally park, and this is when the restrictions of what you could bring into concerts started getting really,
Mm.
really intense.
Mhm.
And your girl hadn't reviewed those restrictions beforehand. We parked pretty far away from the venue, just saying.
Uh,
So we get up there, and the girl at the door is like, you have to have clear bags only. I didn't have a clear bag. I had a small bag, but it wasn't clear. She's like, you can throw it away. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Can't keep it no.
I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah.
So my uncle was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go run that back to the car. You guys go in, see if you can find any food. So we're walking around, and this is at Ohio State.
Mm.
We all know that college stadiums try. They have concessions typically at the most part. They
Yeah.
don't have food like a Ford Field would have food,
Yeah. Like a meal.
a meal.
Yeah.
So we walk a little bit, and we're like, we're not going to find anything. So we all get soft pretzels. They're terrible. They're stale. They're horrible. Well, then we stay put because my uncle is coming to find us. And he gets to us, and we keep walking. And as we keep walking, we realize there's a Panera. There's a Pizza Hut. There's all these things that we just ate stale pretzels that we could have had this stuff. You know what? We're fine. We're going to go see Taylor. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Concert, amazing. We all saw that concert. It was incredible. Afterwards, we're starving. Obviously, nothing is open anymore. So it takes us about 2 hours to get down from the top level of the parking garage and get through the streets of Columbus before we get back on the expressway. And we realize nothing's open.
Oh,
Nothing's open. So we find a McDonald's, and we're like, you know what? This is going to work. It's going to be great. We're going to all find something to eat here. They didn't even have French fries.
that's a new one. That is a new one.
Yep, they didn't even have French fries available. So, I don't even remember what we ended up eating. I was so hangry that I just ordered whatever. I think we had to ask them, what do you even have available right now?
Oh,
So,
that that is quite the adventure that
it
you took.
was. And then the three girls slept on the bed. We just crammed in together, and my uncle slept on the floor.
Mm,
We left first thing in the morning.
fun hotel floor.
Yeah.
Uh, man. Um, I don't think I have a story quite like that or experience quite like that. I mean, I already mentioned earlier how I got tickets to see Adele in San Diego and had to make a trip out of it because why would I just fly for a concert? Um, well, okay, this is an interesting experience that kind of, in the moment, it was scary, but it all worked out because I'm here today, guys. Uh, I decided randomly one day to go see Beyonce. It was her, what tour was it? Lemonade. I think it was
Okay.
Lemonade had just come out. Um, Getting Formation, all those fun songs. And so she was playing at Ford Field. And I was like, you know what? Like everybody was talking about it at work. And I was like, man, I've never seen Beyonce in concert. I'm sure she's amazing. So made the mistake of looking to see how much tickets were. And I mean, at the beginning of the process, um, they didn't seem like bad prices until the fees kicked in. And then now I'm paying like 3 times the amount I thought I was, but it was already too late. Like I was like, all right, I'm going. So get the tickets, I rush home because it's like, of course, at the job that I was at, I was working later than I normally do, or that I usually do. And I had like an hour to get home, get dressed for this concert, and get back to Detroit around like during rush hour. So I was like, okay, I'm already pushing it, right? Like I'm gonna be late. I already know I'm gonna be late. Like I've already decided. Tickets haven't come through yet. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, okay, by the time I get to the concert, the tickets will be there. So I go to the show. There's no like parking, or I can't find parking, right? So in Detroit, they have all these random parking lots or whatever.
Very
So
random parking lots, may I add.
completely random. Have no idea where they are, what building they're attached to. They just have a sign that says parking. So I park in one of these lots because I'm like, I just need to park, right? So I park. I don't know where I'm at. I have no idea what street I'm on, nothing. I'm just trying to get to the venue. And I don't know where I am in relation to the venue. So I just see a crowd of people walking, and I was like, I'll just follow these people. So following these people, as I'm walking to the venue, my phone dies.
My God.
I forgot to charge it on the way to the venue. So my phone is actively dead. I have no battery pack. Again, I did not plan for this concert. This was a spur of the moment. So I have nothing. So I'm just following these people. I'm like, okay, it's all right. I'll find a charger when I get in the venue. I did not, by the way. So I get there. I've already missed DJ Khaled, who was the opener, which is upsetting.
No.
That probably would have been good. I get there and I'm like looking at the tickets of like where they are. It's at up there somewhere. I'm up basically on the Raptors at this point.
What
For
venue was this?
this is Ford Field.
Okay, okay.
So I'm basically, guys, the Ford Field opens up. I could touch that, that part that opens up so that the field is all nice and exposed. So I get there, I'm way up there. Now, the good thing is that during the concert, it was great. Like the people I was next to were having a great time. We all had a great time. We were singing along. It was a good concert. Concert ends. I don't know where I parked, and I also don't have my phone to tell me where I parked. And it's dark outside at this point. It's like 11 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, I can't call anybody. I don't know anybody here. I'm just here by myself. By the grace of God, as I'm walking just outside randomly, like just kind of looking around, I spot people that I had followed to the venue.
Oh my God.
They had parked near me because they passed me when I parked. I saw them passing me and I started following them to the venue. I saw those same people when I left the venue and I followed them and they got me to my car. They didn't know I was following them. I apologize to that couple. I was not trying to follow you like that, but they got me home or got me to my car at least so that I could get home. It was a very scary experience. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to be in Detroit without a phone. Like that's just not an ideal thing. But I was able to get there to the concert, had a great time at the concert. I was able to get home safely. I will never do that again. I will never go into a space where I do not have a phone charger and or a battery pack ever again. I had to buy like a charger from a gas station for like $20 in order to charge my phone in the car. It was a whole thing. But yeah, so that was my last experience. Pretty great.
Yes. That's mildly terrifying, and you just like did not have any time to prepare. That's called in the moment making a decision right there.
Exactly, exactly. Awesome. Well, I mean, I think, we've talked a lot about a lot of different experiences. I think we, maybe close it up with a little bit of rapid fire to kind of wrap up some of the topics, if you're cool with that.
I'm ready. Hit me.
All right. First question, best concert.
Oh, best concert. It has to be the Eras tour. I can't
Okay.
even say anything else. And I feel bad for the other amazing concerts that I went to because there's so many that are up there, but nobody is as dynamic as the Eras tour was.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Because you said that one, I'll say Kelly Clarkson.
Oh,
I think she was an amazing, amazing.
I mean, Kelly Clarkson, girl, she's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, first concert.
Um, it was Alicia Keys at somewhere in Detroit, a smaller venue. Maybe
Okay,
Jules.
I'm
That's
here
my
for that.
yeah.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. So I'm going to make this more dynamic than it needs to be. But my very first concert was in like 2001, and
Mm,
it was Brad Paisley and Alan Jackson. So country roots right there. And it was
yeah,
in Virginia.
yeah.
And then I say, like, my formal first concert that I chose to go to was then in high school when I saw Miley Cyrus.
Hey, that's good. That's a good one. That's a good
Yes.
one. Yeah, I didn't actually start going to concerts until I was probably like in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just didn't. I also
Fair.
I just that's not where my money was being spent, I guess. All right, most random artists you've seen.
Oh, most random artists I've seen. Gosh, you got me with a good one here. Maybe when I went to see Parmalee, they're like a small country band, and they had a concert for like $20 somewhere in Toledo. They do like a random concert series during the summer, and my uncle was like, "We're gonna go," and I was like, "Okay, I'll go too." And then I invited one of my random friends, and it was good. I mean, they were great, and they put on a good show, but it wasn't planned.
Yeah. Mm, that's pretty random.
Yeah.
Um, Mine is MGK.
Okay.
It- It's random because I really don't listen to his music. Well, I didn't
Same.
until I went to the concert and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. I actually went because Avril Lavigne was opening for him and I really just wanted to see Avril.
That's fair. I would
And he
love to see her.
Yeah, and he came with that. So that's probably the most random. If people were to meet me, they'd be like, or people that know me would be like, that's doesn't seem like your vibe. But yeah, I
Okay,
became a
well,
fan after that.
I'd do that too. I
Yeah,
get that. How about the artists you've seen the most times?
Alicia, by far. Adele is second.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I think it's a tie for me. It might be Taylor, like I think she might be five and the rest are four,
Mhm.
but Taylor's up there, Kelsey Ballerini's up there, Old Dominion's up there, Luke Bryan's up there. I've seen all of them so many times.
Oh,
So I'm not really sure if I've seen one more than the other, but it's probably Taylor Swift.
yeah. I think I've seen Alicia four times. And then the next group of people, it's Taylor, Adele. I think Taylor and Adele are the next two because I've seen them both twice.
Yeah,
There's Alicia and then them.
that's fair. That's fair.
Also, I have to say I don't know if it's a concert. I have to go back because I forgot I went to see Usher in Las Vegas. So it was technically his residency. So I don't know if I can say that's a concert, but he was amazing. Absolutely effing amazing.
Have you ever cried at a concert?
No, I've been I've been very moved at concerts. Um, Adele would do that to you.
Yes.
Alicia will do that to you. Um, but never cry. Not that I can recall. Like not a happy cry, not a sad cry. But I've been pretty moved to where I'm like I can't believe this is life right now.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I've experienced that more than I have like I don't think I've never cried, but my tears have like pooled up in my
Yeah.
eyeballs.
Yeah. Welled up a little bit.
Yep, I welled up a tad bit. You mentioning Adele, I have to mention this little story that a girl that I work with, she was like, I'm not a big concert person, but I went to see Adele, and all she had to say was, hello. And she's
Mm.
like, I started crying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But again, this is really showing how much of a Swiftie I am, and I promise I'm not one of the crazy ones, but when the music was starting for Miss Americana, and it just had like all the background lyrics and words that she said, like playing as the people were starting to come out with the big fans.
Mm.
Yeah, I welled up a bit. I welled up a bit.
Mm. Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, recently, it's not like a concert, but recently, um, a friend bought me tickets to this Whitney Houston tribute, and
Yes.
it was like a four string quartet type situation, and they played obviously all Whitney Houston songs, and hearing the songs played by like the violin and like the cello and like all that, and it was like dark and there was just
Yeah.
candles, and that got me pretty close to tears at certain points because they did I will always love like they did all her ballads, and it was just like a such a talent, like such a talent. And I couldn't help but imagine her singing with those people playing in the background.
Yeah.
And that got me pretty close to tears. So shout out to my friend for that experience. That was an amazing experience, and I got me pretty good.
I love that.
So, well, I think the last question is, what's the next concert you plan on going to?
So I have five. I have five. I feel like Melissa McCarthy's character in Bridesmaids, where she has the puppies and she's like,
Oh,
I took 10.
yeah,
I took 10.
yeah.
So I have five. My next one that I'm going to is Luke Bryan. And I'm pretty excited because I haven't seen him since the summer after I graduated from high school.
Mhm.
So that'll be really fun. But I have to give kudos and shout outs to all the others. I'm going to see Hillary Duff, guys. I got tickets.
You
I'm
got
going to see
tickets.
Hillary Duff.
Hey now.
Yes.
Hey now.
Kudos to my friend Brittany. She made it through the queue.
Oh.
Also going to see Megan Maroney literally 3 days later. I get to see Brooks and Dunn for their comeback tour this year. That makes my baby self really happy. And then I'm gonna go see the Zach Brown band. But how about yourself?
Remember, ladies and gents, when I told you earlier that C2 goes to a lot more concerts than I do.
I love
But I work in a concert venue, so it's very hard for me to go to concerts now. Because usually I'm just there. I do want to go to I want to go to the B2K, Little Bow Wow. It's like all the boy bands from the early 2000s, like the R&B boy bands. They're going to be in St. Louis, I think. So I would love to go to that. Also, guys, they just announced Pussycat Dolls. So I'm kind of thinking about that as well. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. When we know that we don't need to go to a concert or shouldn't go to a concert, and we do the little, I'm just gonna see what tickets cost. I'm just gonna see where the seats are. That's when we get wrapped up and caught up in the Ticketmaster drama, and that we have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Yep.
But that's one of the ones that I'll probably be like, ooh, let me see what the tickets look like. But Bruno's also going on tour. I wish he was coming to Kansas City. He is not. I've seen him before and he was really good. I would love to see him again. Cardi B will be here. I'm thinking she'll be here next week. I'm kind of thinking about going to that one. That
Quick
might be,
turnaround.
yeah. It might be a last minute. Might be a last minute thing that I buy some tickets for.
Charge your phone this time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I never leave my house without a charger now. And then there's like Florence and the Machine. Like I have a lot of wish lists, not confirmed. A lot of wish
Fair.
lists, but like Florence and Machine, I would love to go see them. Doja Cat's coming here. That'd be a fun concert. Guys, I just looked out my window and it's snowing right now, so threw me off a little bit. It was just 70 degrees and sunny yesterday. Um, Olivia Dean, oh gosh, if she, I just wish she would come this way. I don't know if she will. I'm going to speak it to existence that she will, but I would love to see her in concert as well. There's just so many. There's so many good ones coming up.
There
Uh,
are.
I say right now that none of them are confirmed. Give it a couple months. Give it at the end of the year. I'll do a recap of the ones that I actually went to.
I mean, there's so many more that are coming around here that I have withheld my absolute hardest on my willpower to not get tickets to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, kudos to Morgan Wallen. He locked
Mhm.
in the big house for a whole weekend, and that's one of you, if you know, you know. That's a huge venue,
Yeah.
guys. And they just started
Wow.
allowing concerts to come back there again with Zach Bryan kicking it off last summer. So major kudos there. We've got Ed Sheeran coming back here again with we've got Jelly Roll again, and they both had Eminem last time they were here
Um,
as a
upset.
surprise guest. So
I'm
there's
upset by that.
There's so many tours this summer. I don't even think that we could provide a conclusive list if we tried.
Mm-mm. No, I would love to see Eminem in concert. I
Yes.
had an opportunity one time and I did not. I flaked out. It was him and Rihanna.
Oh my God.
And I flaked out. I think I was house sitting that night, and so I didn't feel like going. But I have yet to be to a concert in Detroit where Eminem comes out, and I'm very upset by this.
Same. And I just have to say that when Jelly Roll and Post Malone came to Detroit last year, that was the concert that he came out at most recently. I had put those tickets in my cart like 5 times before I decided that they were past my ceiling for my price cap.
Yeah, maybe they knew he was coming. Ah, man, what a fun topic though. I mean, concerts are just joy. When you get to one and it turns out the way it should, just a joyful moment. Just a joyful moment.
It is. It really is. And I know I've said so many times that they just make you feel alive. If you're someone who loves live music, you know what that feeling feels like.
Mm,
And I feel like Taylor herself, where she says that she doesn't have a lot of talents, so she bakes bread and sings songs. I feel like I read books and go to concerts. So those are my talents. I love what I do, and I will continue to buy concert tickets.
yes, yes. Same. I love concerts, which is why I wanted to go into the industry. I love being a part of putting them together. I love seeing them come alive. I love seeing people experience them as well. And experience them myself. And so it's pretty awesome that I get to do that in my job every day. Um, it's pretty awesome. So I mean, but we want to hear from you guys, like concert experiences, concert fails, concert wins, tips, tricks, all that stuff. We want to hear from you. It's about to be a really good concert season. So, what concerts are you going to? Let us know.
Absolutely. And until then, and until next time, because I'm sure we'll talk about this topic many times over the course of CNC Explains It All's lifetime, I hope that you all stay comfy,